Let me see your home screen.
Yeah, it's supposed to say chum bucket,
But the neon
but
light.
then the H isn't lit up, so it just says cum bucket.
Oh my god.
And I didn't realize that until, who was it? I think Hiram pointed it out to me, and I'm like, this is why my grandfather thinks I'm gay. Oh, you're muted.
That's okay.
Oh, wait, maybe not.
I'm pretty sure I
don't even
wasn't.
think you're thinking.
Now I'm not muted.
No, you're not
Yeah.
muted. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, so anyways.
He has a cum bucket on his phone.
Yeah, and I thought it was a cool picture. But
I just looked over and I was just like, I could have sworn that says cum. It did say cum. And
It says
spelled
chum.
exactly how you think it's spelled.
it says chum. Chum?
No, it doesn't.
It does. It says chum. The H is just
That's Plankton's
not
cousin
highlighted.
restaurant. It's a sperm bank. Are you looking to have a child and you're fertile? Come down to the cum bucket. We'll get you locked and loaded.
Why does Plankton talk like that?
I said it's his cousin. It's a southern cousin.
Oh, yeah, I guess he does have a bunch of hillbilly. Oh, my gosh, he does. Wow, that was a deep cut. I totally forgot about that.
I don't even watch SpongeBob. I don't even know if that's true or not.
No, that's
Is it really?
true. He does. He has like a whole hillbilly family. There was like a whole saga of episodes about that.
He's the 18th child of his fucking parents. His parents
Yeah.
are actually siblings, so that's why he's got one eye.
Well, maybe.
That's
Or
why
maybe it's because he's a plankton.
he also fell in love with the computer.
Anyways, welcome to the Shloink Show. The only show where you're never going to get it right, so you should just stop trying. And that means stop watching.
I just, every time you say that,
No, I'm just kidding. Don't stop
imagine
watching.
a
Come on.
doctor saying that to someone. You're never going to get it right. You should just stop trying. Well,
Someone giving
we've been
birth.
trying for 3 years, Doc. I was wondering if you could help me. We even went to the cum bucket.
The camera just pans over to you. You're the one they never got right.
That's something my parents have told me.
Okay, this is off to an interesting start. How you doing, Ryan? How's it going?
Doing all right. Doing a lot better today. How about you?
Well, what's new in your life?
There's nothing new in my life.
It's not about me, man.
I don't
about
have
you.
anything new. I'm a very uninteresting person. I hardly ever have anything new coming in my life. The newest thing that's happened to me is I learned that about the cum bucket. That's the new thing. Anything else is just the same old, same old.
Well, I guess I'd have to say the same thing. What's new? I have new things to talk about. Don't I?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you do.
Great lead-in.
I think I do. We're going to be streaming more on Twitch. You guys are going to spend some more time with this guy over here. Hopefully, maybe.
This won't be
I don't
out
want to make
till-
a false promise.
I think by the time this is released, I'll have streamed my first week, maybe my second week.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start streaming on Twitch on the Shloink Studios Twitch channel Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at around 1 o'clock from 1 to 2 or 2:30 and see how that goes. We're going to play scary games, fun action-packed games. We're not playing Sonic. Maybe Marvel Rivals.
Why was that a dig on me? It's a fun game.
I don't like Sonic.
Well, I just don't think people tuned in. It was a fun game. Fine, I'll play it.
That's fine. You can play it on your own time.
I will.
We're going to have actual
I'll do
fun.
it live.
Fuck it. I'm going to do it live.
Okay, yeah.
Well, how's our third person? How have you been?
I'm here.
Our camera person, Sarah, that we never let leave. Anytime.
She's been locked in this closet for a week. We finally let her out.
I miss my family.
I slide her soggy bread underneath the door with like a half-drinking cup of milk.
Dragon?
Yeah,
Drinking.
someone drinks it. I don't
This
know
is
who.
your soggy, wet, oatmeal-filled, raisin, disgusted
That's
bread.
If I'm treated well. That's if I'm treating well.
Yeah. So you're doing fine,
You're being, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Anyways, we let her out once a week to work the camera.
People are going to be like, Sarah, moan if you're in danger. See, she's not in danger. Anyway.
Okay, anyways.
So we get this started.
Anyways, yeah, so the world is going crazy.
Yeah.
Canada and Mexico are mad at us.
When are they not?
Yeah, but now it's like really mad.
Oh.
Now they're like really mad. Now it's actually going to affect us. Not that this is a politics channel, but I just figured it was worth mentioning. It's been going on. A lot of drama going on right now.
What was it? This is the week where 5 planes had crashed.
Yeah, like a whole bunch of planes are crashing.
An F-35 malfunctioned in Alaska. A Boeing...
No one cares about Boeing. All the Boeing planes are crashing.
The DC crash, the helicopter crash happened, 3 days ago?
Mm-hmm. The helicopter
And then
plane
2
crash.
days ago was the Philadelphia crash.
Yeah,
Plane.
that one was gnarly. I
Yeah.
actually, not to make light of a really tragic situation, but...
Not to get a little too sad, but you the saddest part about that, do you know what the saddest part about that is?
It crashed in a neighborhood?
I don't think it was a neighborhood, but it was the suburbs of, I think, Philadelphia. But the sad part is that the reason that explosion was so big was because they just took off. And the sad part about it is that they were transporting a kid who was in surgery, and they were trying to get him to a hospital to help him.
Oh, yeah, because that was a rescue. How did that even go down? Do you know?
I don't
Because in the
know.
video, it literally just looks like either the wind, like he got out of control from the wind.
So it did seem like it was cloudy that evening at where they were. And I think one of the theories I saw is the pilot wasn't or was having malfunctions with the computer systems. Because when you're flying through the clouds, you go from visibility to computer, and you basically rely fully on your computer. And for whatever reason, I think he thought he was climbing, and he actually wasn't, and was too high, and decided to start decreasing his altitude. And for whatever reason, he was not as high as he thought he was. And the reason they were, because a lot of people saying it looked like a missile, which it does.
It definitely does. But that's what I was saying. It looks like he got caught by the wind, because if he was taking a turn and then going down, it's pretty easy for the wind to kind of catch and kind of throw you downwards.
Mm-hmm. People were saying it looked like he was doing a corkscrew maneuver to decrease altitude, which is basically where you slowly go in a circle as you're losing altitude.
Yeah,
and as you're supposed to ease off on the throttle as you're decreasing your altitude, and then right as you're about to start climbing again or level out, you're supposed to increase your throttle to gain acceleration. And I think that was what was happening, was that he because he was going pretty fast when he hit the ground. And I think he opened his throttles because he thought he was higher up than what he was. And by the time he realized how low he was, there's absolutely nothing he could have done.
Yeah.
But my question is, why was he that low? And 2, why was he doing a corkscrew maneuver? I'm not super into aviation, but I know a little bit about aviation. And if it was a fighting or a military drill, they would practice corkscrew maneuvers, but that was a really tight corkscrew maneuver.
It was
like very tight.
Well, that's that's why I think it was the.
If you have doctors or passengers on board, you're not going to be doing that maneuver, because everything in the back and the passengers are going to be flying everywhere. Without their seatbelts.
Yeah, I don't know. Bizarre. Both that one and the Washington D.C. one were pretty strange.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
because accidents like that in the planes don't happen very often, or hardly ever. Well, maybe. Not very many reported ones, anyway.
It's just been a weird week, man. A lot has been going on the past 2 weeks. There's so much going on, it's hard to keep up. Every other day there's a new event that happens, and you can't keep up with it constantly. It's mentally exhausting, and I don't know how people who do that for a living keep doing it.
Well, with that being said, how does that make you feel, Ryan?
Depressed.
Cool. That leads us into today's topic. So today, we are going to be diving into our minds. We're going to be talking about psychology, brain waves, how our brains function as human beings.
What?
Yep. Anyways, for instance, try figuring out in my brain how well that transition went.
I'm just, you know what? If
skilled.
it doesn't work right, just leave it be. That's not how you say it.
That's not how you say it.
No, but we're gonna leave it because
It's
that's
fine.
the motto today.
So before this episode started, Ryan and I both took personality tests, and it has scores on it. And I figured we could go over those starting out, and then just kind of see where that conversation leads us. Human beings have evolved strangely. Our brains are strange, and I feel like now in these days, we're way more focused on our mentality as opposed to, physicality back in the day, back in like the early 1900s. Before that, figured now that we don't have any like serious wars that most people have to deal with, and we're so comfortable with our phones and our homes and all that stuff, it's given people time to really focus on their minds.
Yeah, and it also brings out a lot of crazies too at the same time.
That is
A lot of people get
true.
hyper fixated on things.
That
I
felt like
don't
a
know.
call-out.
Okay, so do we want to do the review right now of what our test was?
Yeah, we should do Ryan's first.
God damn it. So, Taylor, could you put the test right here?
Yes.
Yeah, so here it is. Here's the test.
Here.
Um,
Sarah, help us. I'm blind. I can't see.
that's
So just kind of maybe we'll just go over one at a time. So just kind of like what the
I don't like how long these lines are.
what
What?
what lines?
The graph that you're putting right here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, my brain couldn't wrap my head around it. So just like whatever the first one is, and then what the score is, and then we'll just kind of go from there. I think.
We're just going down the whole list.
We're just going down.
Yeah,
Cool.
and just speak loud.
I can do that.
Okay. Well, okay. Whoa, not that loud.
Honesty and humility. You were part of the 60th percentile of just human beings in general.
Yeah. I have good morals.
Well, like what's the numbers?
It's 6.25, but that's
Is that what it,
percentile,
the percentile
60.25.
of humanity?
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive.
I'm special.
I have no idea. Oh no, I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. I've got no idea.
Humble, but anyway.
Damn. Okay. What is humble?
Humble. Okay.
Stop lying to yourself.
Sincerity. You are above the 90th percentile.
Okay.
Fairness, below the 50th percentile.
Yes, you're not very fair.
No. I'm not a very fair person.
Why? What's wrong with you?
Competitiveness.
Do you cheat?
I plead the fifth on that.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in the upper percentile of honesty.
No, but not in fairness.
Yeah, but he's being honest if he says he doesn't cheat.
Yeah, but you can't. But you're not fair.
Where are you going with?
Person are not fair, Ryan. How dare you?
I'm sorry.
You're not
I guess,
fair,
I
so
guess I should
everything-
have just bullshitted
So
the whole
everything
thing.
else she's about to say is invalid because you're not fair. Anyways, go on.
Greed avoidance. You're in the 60th percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Modesty. You're right at the 90th percentile. So yeah, mostly modest. Anyways, emotionality is not a word, is it?
It can be. Sure. Let's go. Emotionality.
This was on a professional website, so it is.
Oh, it's how emotional you are. Got it. You're between the 10th. You're at like 40%, 40th percentile.
Is that like per people who are too emotional or not
Yes.
emotional? Or too
So,
emotional?
Like 100 percentile.
Uh-huh.
It's overly emotional.
Okay.
Under that is.
So I'm not a very emotional person.
No.
That I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just being honest. I would
I
imagine
don't
it
think-
would be higher.
No, I'm right there with you. I think I'm too emotional sometimes.
Fearfulness under the 10th percentile. So not very fearful, I guess. But anxiety.
I guess.
On the 90th percentile.
Yeah, his anxiety score was so high.
That's the highest thing on the chart.
Yeah, it is.
Which makes me kind of worried.
Difference.
Fearfulness was at 10% and then anxiety was at 90. I don't know how those two coincide with each other.
I guess you're not afraid of anything, but you get anxiety going into it.
Yeah. Would you say we've had a few things? There's a few times where you've been surprised that I wasn't as scared.
There was several times where I'm like, why aren't you freaking out right now? And you're like, I don't feel anything.
I am emotionless.
Yeah. I don't remember what situation that was. There was one situation where I was like getting a little uneasy.
It was when we were at the we went to go look at a film spot that you found, and then we realized we were there way too late. And as we were walking out of the forest, because it was one of the reserved parks, national reserved parks.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we were walking out, and we heard it's a park where a lot of homeless people go and camp out at, and it's completely filled with foliage with barely any walk paths. So a lot of them are in the brush off to your side, and you can't see them or hear them. But we heard a bunch of people or animals walking along with us, parallel to us, while we were walking out of the forest. And that's also the same night that we saw a shooting star, and then that beam of light hit us.
Oh, yeah.
That was all in the same night. That was really weird.
I was really worried about that, and he was not. Mm-mm. And it was actually really sketchy. Totally sounded like someone was following us.
It did, but I really think it was just coyotes or animals.
It sounded like a
moving.
person.
I don't think it was a person.
Anyways, what's next?
There's the difference right there.
Yeah, it is.
Dependence. You got a 4.74, which is under the 50th percentile, so not super dependent.
I'm not going to argue with that one.
Sentimentality. You're above the 10th percentile at a 4. So you're not super sentimental, but you're kind of sentimental. And
Which I thought I'd be a little bit higher on sentimental values. I really thought. No?
No.
Okay.
extroversion, you're like less than the 10th percentile.
Extroversion? Was that supposed to be like extrovert?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Social self-esteem?
Low.
Yes.
Yeah!
How low?
Under the 10th percentile. Very low.
Oh God. That's
Social boldness? Also under the 10th percentile. But
yeah, those two are kind of coincide with each other.
your social boldness is higher than your social self-esteem.
I would agree with that. That makes sense.
My social boldness is higher than my self-esteem.
Because if you were in a social situation, you'll puff your chest up and you'll take it. But then once you get home, you're like, oh fuck, and then you're like completely drained.
Anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect
Yeah.
example. Yeah.
Because I know if I put you in a situation where we had to go and converse with a lot of people, you'd try your best to take it. You would try your best to handle it until it was over.
It really depends on how hectic or how many people are there. Like if it's a party of 10 to 20 people and I'm only talking to maybe 8 of them, I can deal with that and that's fine. But it's when you have 5 or 6 people, but then every single person is super energetic. That freaks me out.
Yeah.
Unless I'm at that level. If I'm not at that level, I'm not. Like a fire alarm. Like when I'm beating a fire alarm. I thought you were at that party, but you weren't. I forgot.
Say beating a fire
Oh yeah,
alarm?
no, I was there.
You were there, yeah. When I was cussing out the fire alarm because it wouldn't shut up.
Like
And
2 o'clock in the morning and the fire alarm kept going off.
Yeah.
And he was trying to fix it.
I was sitting there fixing it for like 30 minutes. It
Oh,
would
it was
not
longer
work.
than that.
Okay, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. And then the next time I went over there,
It's important to get that correct.
the next time she had a party, I went over there. I actually broke their fire alarm.
Like completely.
Like I tried to punch it back into place or move it back into place, and it just fell out. And
Never mind. Not getting into that. Let's move on.
he still hasn't bought a new fire alarm.
Where was I? Social ability, you're above the 25th percentile.
I thought that'd be a little bit higher.
Liveliness, under the 10th percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks dead all the time.
Agreeableness, almost to the 90th percentile. At a 6.8, so you're fairly agreeable.
You say yes to everything.
Yeah.
Just about.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiveness, you're about the 75th percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Gentleness, you're over the 90th percentile. Flexibility, mentally, Sorry. The 80th percentile.
Thank God you clarified that because I don't remember doing a physical exam at all.
I had to clarify it for myself because I was confused.
It just cuts back to me, just folding your arm or your leg back over your head. I'm like,
Yep.
are you flexible?
Yeah, he's pretty flexible.
Patience, the 80th percentile.
See, I thought my patience would have been like in the 90s.
You're not very patient.
I'm very patient.
In fact,
not
I
with
thought
you.
it would be
Not
lower.
when it comes to you are the person that I am least patient with.
Well, you took this test with him.
I know. That explains it completely.
Yeah. I altered the results just by my presence. That's a fair point.
It is a thing that actually can happen.
Yeah.
So, anyways, conscientiousness, I hate that. 30th percentile. Organization, you're right at 50th percentile.
What is okay? Clarify. What is conscience?
Conscientiousness.
Yes.
It's basically how you read a room. Are you conscientious of the other person, or are you conscientious of what you are doing? Are you able to tell, like, yes, okay, I know this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm making that person feel.
And that was at 40%.
50.
Yeah, 40.
Oh.
That makes sense.
So sometimes you know how to read a room.
Not all the time though.
Not all the time, though. Diligence, little over the 10th percentile.
I don't know what that is.
It's like motivation, like you're wanting to get something done, I think.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're very diligent in doing it.
Yeah.
Perfectionism, it's like 30th percentile. So it doesn't have to be super perfect. Okay, that's weird. I don't know. But prudence, a little over 50%.
Prudence, isn't that like politeness? Being very prudent.
Is that rude?
No, I think it's supposed to be like politeness,
Opposite of rude?
right?
Cautiousness.
Oh.
I got the quality of being prudent when I looked up prudence. What does that mean? Okay.
I'm very cautious, apparently.
Yep, so cautiousness.
Cautiousness, okay.
Yes.
The definition of prudent.
Oh.
Here's the definition.
No, shush, quiet.
Acting with or showing care and thought for the future.
Oh, okay, yeah.
30%.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, that one I thought would be a lot higher.
You're just about the 50th percentile.
Oh.
Well, you don't like thinking about the future at all.
No.
See, you never think about the future.
But I try to, and I can't.
You try, and then you're like, I'm good with right now. Thanks.
Openness. Under the 10th percentile.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. What are you hiding?
A lot.
You're not very open, huh?
Open.
Well, okay, that's true. Okay, you like keeping your personal life to yourself, unless you're like close to someone.
I try to.
I think.
I
You don't even like me in your room half the time.
I don't like anyone who's friends with me on social media. I used to post a lot, especially on Snapchat. Now I don't really post a lot.
Yeah, but that was for other reasons. That wasn't because you wanted to do that.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of keep to myself on my personal life.
Yeah.
I don't like talking about it with a lot of people.
The openness was low, and we were both like, what are you hiding? Who are you?
Who are you?
I haven't been in your room in a while. You hiding something in there?
Yeah, broken bread frame. Sorry, personal story. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's go on.
It's not. It sounds bad. It's not.
That's exactly what you think I meant.
No, it's not. It's not in that frame of questioning. But it is a very funny story. I'm just an idiot.
Well, we'll explain it after the test
No
results.
Yeah.
pun intended. It's not in that frame of questioning.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
There's a broken frame of questioning.
That's like my
Broken
life is
frame
broken.
in question. Anyways.
Aesthetic appreciation in the 20th percentile. Inquisitiveness under the 10th percentile. So not super inquisitive. Creativity under the 10th percentile. Unconventionality.
Makes sense.
I'm like, that's the one that I agree the most with. I'm not a creative person.
Unconventionality in the 60th percentile.
He is unconventional.
Is something intriguing on that one?
I agree with about 80% of that whole thing.
What one did you not agree with?
I don't remember. There was one I didn't fully agree with. I don't remember. Sarah, do you remember? I don't remember.
What was that last one?
Altruism?
Yeah.
What did we determine that meant?
Yeah, we were questioning what that was before we even did the graph.
I don't like big words. Big words.
Big words. That's a phobia. People are afraid of big words.
Well, I'm not like.
And it's a really big word.
It's
Right?
altruism.
Oh yeah. No, I have if I had a phobia of something like that, it would be a phobia of numbers. Numbers stress me out. When I see a whole bunch of numbers string together, I get anxiety. Like really bad.
So, like, if you saw the pie chart, you would freak out?
Not freak out. I just get anxiety.
No.
Altruism is unselfish regard for or devotion to the welfare of others.
And what was that? 30%?
You're on.
That's
mine.
Taylor's.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Right.
Taylor's is really high, apparently.
Yeah, 30th.
30th?
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about other people.
Apparently, I don't give a shit about you. Sorry, guys.
No, I think you're like not in a bad way. It's like you're selective. You're like you don't want to care about everybody.
I was definitely a lot different 5-6 years ago to where I cared about everyone a little too much.
You're closed off a little
and
bit.
now I'm I don't do that as much. I don't
Which
really
is a good
care
thing.
about a lot of people.
That's healthy, I think.
No, I don't. That's a bad way to put it. I care about people, but I don't invest myself in other people.
You don't get involved
as much anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of not rare, but there's a certain amount of people that I do let in and talk about personal. So if I talk about you and my personal life and things that are going on, then congratulations, you're one of the good ones.
Congrats, you've won the Ryan Award.
Yeah.
He cares. Okay, all right.
People
hit me with it.
Okay, Taylor's honesty and humility above the 90th percentile.
Woohoo!
Sincerity is in the exact same spot. Fairness just over the 50th percentile.
I'm more fair than you.
Congratulations.
Sorry, I'm not being humble about this at all. Yeah, what's humbleness? I'm nervous, okay? We're talking about me right now.
What if in the future if we incorporate chips in our head like Neuralink, they have a chart like this that judges everything we do in our life, and every time we make a decision, those charts go down.
Probably.
So it's like a live statistic.
Well,
it's
I'm
like,
sure
this person's really fucked up, but they're really humble.
As life goes on, I'm sure this chart fluctuates as you get older and change and become more knowledgeable.
I don't think someone's chart stays exactly the same.
No. I'm sure some people won't change as much as other people.
And it also depends on when you take the test for the chart, because at that point in your time, you could be either distressed or in a very comfortable spot, so you're a lot more lenient and a lot more accepting, or you're in a place to where you're a little hesitant around other people and you're going through a lot, so you're constantly stressed. And so the answers that you have on that test will reflect on exactly how you feel in that moment.
Yeah.
So that, I think, yeah, that's very accurate with the anxiety being at 90%.
Yeah.
Sarah's just like, mm-hmm.
Greed avoidance, you're in the 80th percentile. Modesty, you are exactly the 90th percentile. Emotionality, above the 50th.
I am an emotional guy.
You are. I would say that's a little bit higher.
I would agree to that.
Your fearfulness is in the 45th percentile, excuse me.
Bullshit.
What?
That is higher.
Fearful? Why?
Fearful is higher.
Why?
You are not afraid of things, but during situations, you have like a situation fear. You're not scared of.
I don't know if I want to say fear is even the right word. It's like a
Anxiety?
I wouldn't say anxiety either.
No,
I would
it's
say
not
like
anxiety.
I'm uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
And I always feel like I need to figure out how to traverse the situation. It's not as high as to say as anxiety, and it's not as high as to say I'm afraid. It's just uncomfortable.
Okay.
And I just don't like being uncomfortable.
Being uncomfortable leads you to be anxious.
And I don't like being anxious.
And you don't like being anxious. And then what does anxious lead to?
Hate. And hate leads to suffering.
Okay, Darth, calm down.
No, I'm Yoda.
Oh, Yoda, sorry.
Anyways, next.
Anxiety, you're in the 15th percentile. Dependence, above the 50th percentile. Sentimentality, you're at like the 92nd percentile.
I don't want my brain. It's like because I'm uncomfortable. My brain is just like, I need to make this a competition. Every time she says something, I'm like, yeah, I'm winning.
Go back to the one you just read.
Which one?
To
Dependence?
no, before that.
Anxiety?
Yeah, you're not that. Your anxiety is very fluctuant to where there's sometimes because you don't get anxiety over a lot of things. It's very specific, and it's never the first thing that comes into that's not the first emotion that comes to mind.
I exhaust other resources, and when all those things start to not work, then I start getting anxiety.
Yeah. So I agree. I think the anxiety is where it is. Yeah. Yeah, no, I take that back. Your anxiety isn't that high.
I've got to exhaust my options.
You have more options. You have
like
more
mentally.
Mm-hmm. And then dependence is
60th.
I'd say that's pretty accurate. You're pretty independent. Oh wait, no. Dependence is for other people. Right?
I'm dependent on someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's accurate.
I do that. It's a problem.
Your sentimentality was over 90. Extroversion, you're at the 40th percentile.
You're more extroverted than me, apparently.
I am more extroverted than you.
That checks out.
Thanks. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it.
You only hang out with people because you feel like you have to.
That's not true.
That is totally true because your alternative.
Extrovert, 100%.
I'm a hybrid of both.
Your alternative is be stuck in your room.
Look, it's a choice, okay?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Social self-esteem is very low.
Yeah.
Social boldness is the 80th percentile.
See, the reason why is because my social self-esteem is so low that I need to be more bold to counteract.
You are definitely bold. You are very bold.
Yeah.
What was my boldness? Like 20%? Yours is 80%?
Yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah, your social boldness was like at 20%.
Yeah.
See, it's because I have the low social self-esteem that I feel like I can just do whatever. Because I'm like, everyone's going to judge me either way, so.
Yeah, see, I'm the complete opposite. I just shut down.
Social ability, 75th percentile. Your liveliness is in the 30th percentile.
Both of our liveliness is kind of low.
Yeah. You need to go out more often.
Yeah, probably.
Agreeableness is at the 30th percentile.
Yeah.
Your
I'd say about.
forgiveness is at the 80th percentile.
Hey. I'm a forgiving person.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you do.
Yeah, you're forgiving.
If it's something like totally stupid and you do it multiple times, I'm going to stop forgiving you after a while. At that point, you're just being stupid.
being stupid.
I forgot where it was. There we go. Gentleness is in the 5th percentile.
Fifth? You and I both. I guess I agree with that.
Mine was at 90.
I try to be gentle, but then I feel like I think about it too hard.
Mine was 90. Yours is 5th.
Well, because it's like I try to be gentle. See, in my brain, I think I'm being gentle, but then the other person is like cowering in a corner, like, please stop. and I'm like forcefully, like aggressively stroking their shoulders, like, I'm gentle. I'm gentle.
Like a robot.
I'm being nice to you.
Why aren't you calm? and then I keep feeling bad because of all that forgiveness or whatever. And then I'm just like, I'm sorry. Is this making it better?
It just gets more
and they get more and more stressed out.
That makes sense though,
believe
because your grandfather is a really rough person.
Yeah,
and his form of forgiveness and gentleness is a lot harder than a lot of other people.
See, and what I think happened is that because my grandpa is so hard all the time,
He probably got checked out.
he's so
For being almost 80, that's impressive. Good on him. Very good on him.
so just
That's why he sleeps like this. He can't roll over.
he's so tough that I feel like because I try to be less than that, I think I'm being gentle, but that's not like actually gentle because my example was way up here, way extreme.
So yours is lower than your grandpa's, but your form of gentleness is still significantly higher than a lot of other people's form of gentleness.
Yeah. And I think it's because not to get super deep and personal with myself, but it's also probably a lack of a mother figure, to be honest.
That's true.
I've just been raised by a bunch of men.
That's true.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah. What would it...
What
Oh, okay. In my brain, I was like, "What?
Why'd you look at
What,
me?
what,
My
does that, what
mother's
does that
still in the
explain?" I mean, it probably would explain a lot. I don't know. I'm a little bit of a freak. Anyways, what's next?
Flexibility is at the 25th percentile.
Yeah, I'm not very flexible. I'm very set in my ways.
Your patience is at that exact same spot, the 25th percentile.
Yep, I'm also not patient.
The only
Slightly less, actually.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
than mine.
No.
Or
Than
just-
flexibility.
Oh,
Yeah.
the only person you're very patient with is with me.
And Sunny.
Yeah.
The pause. Conscientiousness
Yep. Here it is.
is less than 5th percentile.
Oh, wow. I really was not expecting that.
And conscientiousness. I know we just talked about this, but what one is that?
That's the one where you can read a room
Oh, yeah.
I can read a
and
room.
how other people
No. Oh, wait, this would be the perfect setup to tell that story, man.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Go for it.
The story?
The story? Oh, shit. Oh, no. Shit.
That was the worst example of not reading a room
That is-
I've ever had in my whole life.
God, we'll have to make this.
Come on, man. Oh,
That
it'd
is-
be perfect. I don't need to get in crazy. It's fine. No, it's fine.
No, you know what? Go for it. Keep it open, though, for interpretation.
Okay. Oh, yeah. This is a good.
This
Okay.
is a very good one. He had a friend at one point that went through a lot of things. And I was in.
Let's bring it back to me. It's okay. I'll let you set this one out, pal.
Okay.
I had a friend. All right. This friend was having a hard time in life, right? And there was an incident that occurred. It is a serious subject, and it's a tough subject to talk about. This person tried to unalive themselves and did so by... This is not funny. This is a serious situation. It's just what I did was funny. This person tried to hang themselves, okay? And I went to go see this individual at an intake, like mental health hospital, right? And we had a whole bunch of friends there. This individual's family was there. And there were so many people there in support of this person that we had to get put into a room.
And let me clarify. This was, I think, maybe a day after it happened, so it's still fresh in everyone's mind. The person was still in a gown because I don't know if they weren't or didn't have, they weren't able to have clothing, or they didn't unable to have clothing, or they just didn't have clothing.
So this person, it was so fresh, you could still see the bruising on the neck, just to give you an idea how fresh this was. And we were in this office with a big boardroom, right? And there was a huge whiteboard on the wall. We were talking, chatting, it got quiet. And me, in my unconscientious self, decided to be like, does anyone want to play a game? And everyone's like, yeah, let's play a game. And
my favorite part is that Sunny, who was there in support as well, immediately knew exactly what you were doing. And she was like, no.
She was so used to my crap because I was just so dull in this instance. I get up and I decided in my smart brain to play hangman. And so what I did was I make the pole that holds up the noose, right? And I start doing the lines to do the word. And once I started getting to the lines, everyone, I'm talking this individuals, all of their friends, all of their family, like I'm talking all of their family was there, okay? Like I'm talking, it was at least 30, 35 people. And once they see me doing the lines, they were all like, no, oh no, please stop. and luckily, the individual was laughing their ass off. But when they all started, it was like it was slow motion. Okay, I was seeing it in slow motion. Everybody was like, no, and I was still just huge smile on my face, putting the lines, I write the noose, and then I didn't figure out what I was doing until after I made the head, the body, one arm, and one leg. And then I was like, oh no, what am I doing? I felt like Anakin after he killed all the younglings.
Do you remember?
He was like, what have I done?
Do you remember your facial reaction?
I was mortified.
Your fate, it was so, because I knew Taylor enough that the second, Sonny knew what he was doing before he even went up to the board.
Oh man, it's making me emotional. I'm crying already.
I didn't realize what he was doing, but the second you wrote like the first line, I just started almost crying. I was laughing. I felt so bad, but it was so goddamn funny. And your face was this. You were like writing it, and then you went, let's play Hangman. Let's play. Oh.
Dude, I was mortified. Oh. And it wasn't until after everyone was just like, what are you doing?
Oh my God. Do you remember seeing the nurse's face when she walked by the
door?
The
nurse.
Okay, so as this was happening, so this person had so many people visiting them that they actually had to put us in a conference room so we didn't disturb everyone else. So we were in our own conference room. And if you, in high school, you know how they have the wooden door, but then they have the one single see-through panel that's big enough to maybe fit your head, if that. That's how these doors were. They were metal doors with one single panel so you could look into the room. And this nurse walks by, and she's holding stuff, and she looks in, and she smiles. She's like, "Oh, good. I'm glad that he has support. He's having a good time. They're all laughing." And then she like looks over at the whiteboard, and then goes. And then her face just drops and walks away because she put two and two together and realized what was going on, that this person just had an incident, and then they're playing the exact game on a board of the incident.
You could tell that the nurse had this look on her face like, should I report this?
Oh my God.
She's like, but this is helping him technically. So, but should I report it?
The person wasn't...
Well, he's supportive.
If the person wasn't laughing and obviously enjoying the company, they would have reported. Been like, I think you guys should go. This isn't healthy.
Yeah.
But they suck because I'm pretty sure they were crying.
This individual was laughing so hard that it made me feel more comfortable. But if it wasn't for the fact that this person's entire family who almost just lost their loved one, if it wasn't because if they weren't there, I wouldn't have felt nearly as bad about it because it's among friends, like we all find it funny. But even the individual's grandma, right? Wasn't this person's grandma there?
I think,
I don't know, someone some family member was still there and was laughing, and that made me feel a little bit better. I don't remember what the individuals.
I think it was a grandmother.
I think it was grandma. I think.
We'll just say grandma.
Yeah,
there was
anyways.
some sort of family member there.
This person
elderly
was
family member.
laughing equally as hard as the individual, so I was relieved. But oh man, let me tell you, it took me a while to recover from that one. I felt awful.
It's still one of the fucking funniest stories.
Anyways, that was hands down probably the stupidest and funniest story I have ever had.
You're like, I'm conscious. I'm
conscientious.
No,
see,
I'm not
once I said,
conscientious.
wow, I would have thought that would be higher. I immediately thought of that story, and I was like, nope, never mind. I'm dull as a rock. I can't read roofs.
This obviously fits perfectly with what we were talking about, but we like to keep it kind of anonymous. Don't know how this person feels about us talking about it, but they're a lot better now. They're in a lot better of a place. They're excelling. So
Yeah, so anyways, no, after I did the hangman thing, it was all over again. Never saw that person again.
that's the last time you saw them.
I pushed him over the edge. It was too bad. Anyway, suicide's not funny. It's a serious subject.
Fuck.
Anyways, what's next?
You got to bleep that out.
Conscientious?
You
Oh
need to
yeah, I
bleep
meant
that
to say
out.
unalive.
We can read the room.
All right. All right. Not okay. I agree with that score.
Organization, you're in the 15th percentile.
I also agree with that score.
Your diligence is slightly above the 5th percentile. Your perfectionism is in the 5th percentile.
I agree with all
I
of you.
agree.
Prudence is above the 5th percentile. Openness, you're in the 75th percentile. Your aesthetic appreciation is in the 60th percentile.
That is accurate. I will agree with that. People appreciate his aesthetic a lot, especially the SpongeBob jacket and pink and yellow.
You always say it's
van.
stupid, and then I get the most compliments out of anybody.
Yeah.
Inquisitiveness, the 45th percentile.
What is inquisitiveness?
Every time you say inquisitiveness, I think about Inquisitors from Star Wars.
Yeah, I do too.
Inquisitiveness is like, all I can think about is like inquiring minds. You want to know more.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 45%.
I like knowing more things.
Your creativity is in the 95th percentile.
Yep.
It's like the highest thing on the list.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Your unconventionality is in the 55th percentile. And your altruism is in the 45th percentile.
I forgot. What did we determine that was again?
Oh my god.
It's
I am conscientious.
caring about other people.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
yeah, I knew that.
So you care a little bit more than Ryan, but not by much.
That's true.
You
So,
do care.
yeah.
You come off a little rough around the edges, but you do care. It's like a tough love, a rough love.
Yeah.
That goes back to gentleness, where you're not very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that was a deep dive into both of our brains. And I got to say, that was a very accurate test. You guys should take it. I don't remember the name of the website, but you should take it.
You have it written in the thing?
Probably.
I think if we
I think
could
it's
put him...
up. It's like
The survey.
the first one.
U Calgary.
Yep, that. Survey U Calgary.
If you could
.gov,
somehow put them side to side...
.ca.
California.
California. We should move on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I kind of want to see if you put them side to side, how much ours coincide opposite with each other. Because we are definitely opposite people.
I will say a lot of the ones that were really large on my list were fairly small on yours.
Mm-hmm.
So
and some of the ones that were large on my list were small on yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, what's a record time at? Down by the red.
On the right.
Oh, 49.
Okay.
Oh, we got 10 more minutes. We can do this.
Okay, well then we're just gonna run through this part real quick. I did not
What's
mean
this-
for that part to take up the whole episode.
That was a good portion.
That was fun though. I enjoyed it.
God, think about if we took the test on stream.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't do that. I'm glad we did that after the fact. Man, I had a whole other test plan. Anyways, it's fine. So, anyways, we were also going to go over the Rorschach test because I've always wanted to do it, but I couldn't find a good source. It gave us the images and then it gave us what the normal answers are, but not like what the answer. Like I wanted like whatever answer we give, it would tell us what that means about us, but I couldn't find that.
I don't think it can, because technically it's how you interpret it and what that, like, for example, I just noticed that first one, it's what it means to you, depending on what your answer is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I thought it like, because the Rorschach test is like it's depending on what you're seeing, it's supposed to say something about your mental state.
Yeah. Do you have a positive outlook on life or not?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Why'd you say it like that? Have you done a Rorschach test? Okay,
Sarah?
so what do you guys see?
This is why you're trapped in the closet, and you only come out once a week.
She's like this because she is trapped in the
She
closet.
failed the Rorschach test. Didn't even know it was possible, but she failed it. Anyways,
Can you fail?
let's just go over the Rorschach test. You'll see the Rorschach images right here. Here. Right here.
Wherever they appear.
Right here. Anyways. So, I'll say what I see first, and then you'll say what you see, and then Sarah, you tell us what
What
the
it means.
basic answers are and whatever the little
Can
thing
you
says
full
at the
screen it?
bottom.
Thank you. Oh shit.
That literally did nothing. That just moved it more to the
Never
center.
mind. I'm full screen it. That was now the camera's blocking it. Oh. Oh, of course. It doesn't go back to where it needs to be. Ah, perfect.
Okay, so the first one, I see two birds, and then I see a weird face in the middle, and then at the top, I see what looks like a mouth, and then two hands reaching out like this, like they're going like
If you
this.
were to turn it into one singular thing, what would you see?
You're so yeah.
A face with funky looking ears,
That's
and it almost looks like it's ponytails.
creativity. 95%.
That's fair.
I see. Looks like a butterfly. No. Kind of looks like a spider's mouth
Go
opening
with your
up.
gut.
It looks like the bottom of a spider's mouth.
Okay.
I see that.
So it just says, this card is a relatively easy one in the series, with much of any associated stress in dealing with it being trying to understand how to conduct a new task. So essentially what this one is it's trying to figure out what your stress levels are and when you're completing a specific task. So depending on what you see and how that either animal, creature, whatever you're seeing, does it stress you out?
I'm not stressed. Are you stressed?
I think I am.
Yeah, your answer sounds like you are.
I saw spider.
Spider's mouth.
I just, for some reason, I'm like super fixated on the two little hands reaching over the mouth.
Oh, okay.
See, when I was looking at it earlier, that's what it looked like. It looked like a person standing up going like this. Or like they have little hands.
See,
in
it's
their
more
head.
like they're reaching out of a sea of black
I see a wasp.
ooze.
You see a wasp?
I see a wasp. And
Oh my god, I see it now too. I see a wasp. Yep, I see the antenna ears,
Yes.
the
That's
fangs.
I know what you're understanding about hands, but those. Okay. Anyways, moving on.
All right, I'll go first on this one. It looks.
Oh, go on. I just thought about what I see, and you guys are gonna hate me.
It.
Yeah. You trying to figure out what I saw?
It kind of. No, I'm trying to figure out the right word to explain what I see because I'm not sure what I see is. The white spot in the middle looks like a butterfly or a moth folding its wings back. But the black part on the outside, it looks like someone's kissing on the white spot is the lips and the cheeks are all the black. And then the nostrils are the orange parts.
That it?
What does that say?
I don't know. A butterfly, two things kissing nostrils.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, like Sarah said, make it one thing.
It looks like someone pressing up their face against a mirror and kissing the mirror.
Okay, so I see two I see two guys, and they got like the funky looking hats, and they're like touching each other's hands, and they're about, I can't tell if they're going to try to kiss or if they're in pain because they have one leg that is broken and is bleeding, but they both coincidentally chopped off the opposite leg. Yeah.
Okay, so many subjects interpret the red as blood, which can display how the subject might respond to feelings of anger or physical harm. Some associate the blood with power and have sexual responses to the card. I read it as it was.
Well, I can confidently say
So how you see power and relationship and how they correspond.
So you saw two Buddhists holding hands, crossing their legs.
with one leg,
Broken legs.
with
Broken
both
legs.
Yeah, like a chopped off leg. I wouldn't say it makes me feel particularly aroused thinking about that. More like a little concerned.
I love how your stub looks tonight.
Your leg looks very stubby.
Is that your bone, or you just happen to see
My
me?
brain just went. Can I fuck the hole? Okay, all right. Maybe that is showing some not so great sides of me. Ignore
Okay.
that. Oh man.
Let's move on.
Oh man.
Okay, you go first on this one. I'm gonna struggle.
I see two floating guitars, where two ladies with a very strange bulge in their pants, reaching over a bowl of water
I see that too.
with a butterfly in the middle.
I see a face of a badger.
Oh, I see.
I could see that too.
I see the face of a badger.
So responses to this card can show if people have struggles in managing social settings and how they interact with others.
What does that mean?
That doesn't explain anything.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It actually kind of does if you think about it. So, for example, Ryan.
I just said it looks like two ladies with boners reaching over a bowl of water. What does that
In
mean?
social settings, you're used to being around a lot of people,
Oh.
and 90% of the time, you don't see it as a negative. You don't see it as a negative response. That's what I mean.
No, having a boner is not a negative response.
Have you seen their legs? It's obviously an excited response.
It means they like me.
Fuck.
I can't. So your approach to social settings is one of it's gonna be a good time. And yes, I mean it. Because you don't see conflict, whereas badgers, as an animal, are very aggressive. So when you approach a social setting,
Oh shit! I thought mine
I
was a
see
better
boners
response.
and you see badgers.
it doesn't necessarily mean aggressive in a negative way, but like
You
an
ex-
aggressively excited way or whatever.
You
just
kind of like
follow
you
it.
expect.
Oh man.
Yes.
Aggressive excitedness. Okay, that makes sense.
We're learning
I'm aggressively excited.
We're learning so much about ourselves.
We
today.
are. I have to go see
We
a
are.
doctor. I have to go see a doctor after this. I haven't seen a doctor in 3
I
years.
wanna go home. Okay.
You can go back to your closet.
Okay.
Oh, he put a pillow in there for you. You're so nice. Sorry, go ahead.
I already moved.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's your turn. Your turn.
I see a little eye.
I love how you guys are focusing on one small part of it when it's supposed to be the image as a whole.
Yeah, I always
That's the point of
I always want to
content.
break it up into
You don't have
things.
to go into detail about it.
I'm not going into detail. Why are you looking at me? He's gone into more detail. He was talking about women's boners.
So that's a good question though. What does it mean when you look at an ink blot test?
Overthinking.
It
I can. Sorry.
no, I guess it's true. We had a discussion about. I am an overthinker, actually. That's true. I have to break it down into segments.
This one's. You go ahead and go if you see anything, because
Oh my gosh, you're gonna hate it so much when I read this.
So I got to be honest. This one's actually giving me a tiny little tinge of anxiety because I see it and I think of a storm. I don't know if that's
I-
accurate. Right? It makes me think about like death. Is
See
that strange? Is that bad? Is that a red flag?
No.
I get anxiety
Possibly.
looking at it a little bit.
I see a dragon bat. A bat with a dragon's face.
I think of a storm, and I think like the two hooks on the top is making me think of like the Grim Reaper, making me think of its scythe. And so I'm seeing like death.
Yeah, I see a...
I swear, dude, if that says something about death, I'm going to freak out.
Well, no, there's a reason he's going to throw hands here in just a second when I read this.
Better close this closet before something gets broken. Fuck that hat. All right. I see a bat.
Okay.
I kind of see tidal waves.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
The dark color of this blot can pose difficulty for depressed subjects. The face appears to be looking downward, which makes it look like one is looking up at an opposing monster to understand how one responds to authority. The card is often perceived as being associated with the male figure, which is why it's often called the father card.
Well, then what the fuck was I at?
Not depressed, apparently. I feel attacked. That was a little personal.
So this is essentially how you understand people of authority, how you respond to them.
That's probably why you said you got kind of uncomfortable, huh?
Yeah. What do I look at authority? I'm just like, just kill me.
If you were ever to meet the president of the United States, how would that make you feel?
Oh, I'd probably shit my pants.
Okay.
That'd probably terrify me.
Meanwhile, I'm over here. I saw an upside down bat with a dragon head.
We're at an hour and one. You want to keep going?
Yeah, we'll keep going.
This is a good
As
one.
long as we don't surpass an hour and 30.
Okay,
we'll
I
go.
immediately saw something.
Okay.
This is the one thing
So-
you've been saying multiple times.
What?
I don't want to take your shine. Do you say it?
What? My time? What are you talking
I
about?
don't want to steal your spotlight.
Okay,
So you
okay,
say it first.
all right. I see, just as a whole, I see a, it's not a butterfly, but what are those bugs? A moth. Yeah, I see a moth, but as two separate things, I see a bird, kind of like a peacock. No, not peacock.
A peacock.
What's it called? The birds with the head. They have the little feather on top of their heads that stick out. What?
No, not pheasants.
They have little things the feathers that stick up on top of their heads.
Quail?
Quail. Yes, I see two quails back to back.
I do see a moth, to be honest. Just a moth. My brain can't think of anything else besides a moth.
Yeah. See, now your brain's scared to make up anything else.
The other one really, I got to be honest, I'm very fixated on that other one. It actually created like a visceral reaction from me. It's bizarre. I want to look up what that means.
So this card is viewed as a transition card that does not typically evoke strong emotional response. The topic is usually seen as a non-threatening and indicates a change of pace to where the test will become easier. So essentially, this one in particular is how you view life when something changes.
So I view life as a moth or back to back.
I think it's more of like, like for me, for instance, I just went, that's just a moth. Like there's no other way to interpret that. It's probably just like probably indicates just go with the flow. It is what it is. And like for you were trying to split it up into two things.
So
Weren't
you
you?
see things as one path forward and you see things as two different ones. But they might come to the same outcome. The definition of insanity.
This is getting way too close now.
I like it. It's cool.
All right, what's the next one? I don't like how you leaned back like that. Oh, okay.
So there's two things for me. This is one, it's a crown. This looks like a crown. Or it looks very like it's giving me like someone, it's very religious. Like there's someone in the middle kind of standing like this with like a veil or something and is holding something in between their hands like a
Wooden rod. What's the staff?
like a staff. Yeah. And they're just standing like this and the staff is in the middle.
It looks like a sword being plunged into a rock or a tower that's emitting some sort of energy at the top.
Sarah had a reaction for that one.
Okay.
Well, the core interpretation is of a similar topic to block card 4. The texture of this blot stands out as a stronger feature. This can elicit associations related to interpersonal closeness and is associated with sex more than any of the other cards.
I guess.
Are you religious in your sex life, Taylor?
No. I hold sex to religious. Hi. No, I don't know.
So what does that imply?
I guess it kind of looks like a vagina a little bit.
Okay.
You really want to... I mean, but that's not the first thing that popped into my head.
Part the Red Seas, madam.
Wait, so what one was card 4? It said there's a connection to card 4. Is that the one that made me feel weird?
Yep.
Oh, what? And then I thought of a religious thing for that other one, and then that one made me think about death.
I don't have anything to say. I don't know what to say.
I feel like Harry Potter in like the 4th one, where she looks at the cup and she was like, oh, it's death or something like that. I feel like I got, I don't know, some sort of a prophecy, I guess.
Okay.
And then her bass or her like voice gets all weird. She's like,
Okay, so first of all, one, it looks like 2 bunny people leaning in to kiss. And 2, it looks like the imprint of someone's ass cheek after it heated up the toilet seat. Or actually, it kind of looks like someone going like this.
I love how you had 3.
I had 3 right off the back of
What
that
was
one.
your first initial?
The 2 bunnies about to
That's what you
kiss.
base it off of.
Okay.
no, I like the 2 thumbs up. It's a spiritual it's saying, you're good, man. Go on. My first interpretation of that was space. I started thinking about galaxies. It kind of, because it kind of looks like if you're looking at a galaxy, some of them kind of, but I think, am I doing this wrong?
No? You can't do this wrong. Well, you can, but
My
you're not
brain
doing it wrong.
automatically wanted to fill in the gaps that it leaves. And my brain just automatically filled it with stars. And so then I thought of a galaxy.
Uh-oh.
This card can be associated with femininity, and it functions as the mother card.
Well, I don't got that, so.
Taylor, you want to fill in the gap?
What?
I totally did. Oh my god!
What? I'm so lost. What just happened?
I fill in the empty space.
This is the mother card.
So were you...
He's trying to fill in the gap. It'll connect in a second.
I filled it in with space. Oh my god! What is this?
Wow.
If the person struggles to respond to this card, it could indicate one has difficulty with female figures in their life.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
That's amazing. Wow. This is actually really good. So what does that mean about me when I saw 2 bunnies kissing?
You don't, because you didn't need to fill in anything. You have a relationship with your mom.
That's true.
Yeah. You kiss your mom, right?
Well, not since I
Maybe
was...
not on the mouth, but.
No, I haven't kissed my mom since I was 14.
Oh, man.
My mom also doesn't like physical touch or hugs.
Yeah, mine neither.
So, yeah, she also didn't like kids.
She just doesn't like being around.
You know what she really likes, though?
Nope. Anyways. So, on this one. Oh, wait. No. Did you go first on the other one?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
went
so it's
first.
me. I honestly, I see 2 like chameleons crawling up a tree.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't really see anything, but all it reminds me of is a CAT scan or like an MRI scan. When they
yeah,
scan
like your
someone's brain and you see how it like waves and then it waves out when it first scans
Yeah.
and then it forms.
So would you say just a brain?
Yeah. Yeah, a brain or No, I see a body. The blue parts are the pecs, the pink parts are the arms, and then the pink middle part is the abdomen.
Well, I'd
And
say your
then-
brain is still associating the human anatomy because you first said brain.
That's true. Yeah. So
You
yeah,
first said
human
CAT
anatomy
scan, then
then.
you said body.
This
I really like
color-
male anatomy.
It's like a nature thing.
The color on this card brightens the mood when compared to the black and white blots. The change in color also creates a perceived change of pace through adding color to the card along with the additional details that can overwhelm people who struggle to cope with complex situations. So it's how you cope with complex situations.
I don't think either of us really fell into that.
Mm-mm.
I think
I
we
think
can
ours
handle
was
complex situations pretty well.
Agree.
If that's what to take away from it.
Oh, wow. I know exactly. It looks like a flower sprouting out. Like the red part is the roses or the ground, and then it sprouts outwards. But it also could be fire sprouting out. It's a drastic difference. Could also be a cup on a table. We'll go with flower. We've been depressed
That was
enough.
your first.
That was my first, yeah.
So this is another one that's kind of giving me an anxiety response. And it's making me think about destruction and like explosions. Because I see like an intimidating face in the middle, and then it's making me think about fire and a bomb going off.
This card is generally vague, relying on diffuse, muted, chromatic features and an indistinct form. This in turn means many people struggle with finding anything specific of note on it. Though if the subject has difficulty processing this card to generate a response, it can indicate trouble dealing with unstructured data. So how do you take things that don't have, like, point A to point B to point C? It goes point A to C to B.
What?
Out of order.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I can't handle it
pretty
if it
accurate.
goes out of order. I need more structure.
Oh,
This is the last
Lord.
one.
Whoa.
This is,
Oh man.
it,
Okay, so this is one where you actually don't have to focus on the picture as a whole.
Okay, so
You can pick out specific aspects of it that you see first. What's the first thing you notice?
I pictured that it's like a guy wearing a big pink fur scarf,
the Eiffel Tower.
and then I see and then I see birds, and then the thing at the top, my brain is immediately going to something bad. It's something bad ruining something good.
But what's the first thing you notice about this card? That's what this one is for.
The scarf.
Okay.
The Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
The top part looks like the Eiffel Tower.
So subjects are aware this card is the last one, so it may give them an opportunity to reveal anything they wanted to state but failed to state thus far. The complexity of it may overwhelm some people who cannot manage significant concurrent stimuli. So it's what's your main focus mentally, whether you notice it or not. For example, Taylor said a scarf. You're going to notice people's outwards appearance first, whereas Ryan is going to notice his surroundings.
Well, with all of that being said, today's episode went a lot more.
That was
Deep.
really deep. A lot deeper than I thought it was going to
Went
be.
a lot more deep into our psyche than I really was anticipating. I think we've learned a lot of very valuable things today. We've learned that Ryan is not fair, and I am not conscientious-ish. I don't know how to read a room. And death is looming over me, and Ryan sees two bunnies kissing.
That's apparently so. Fucking hate you sometimes, man.
As a reminder, we do have a Twitch channel by the name of Shloink Studios. Please go follow it. This guy will be streaming a lot more, probably about 3 times a week.
That's right.
And if you get sick of him, you can come back and spend some time with me here on the YouTube channel.
We'll be switching it up a bit. You'll be able to see a little bit of him and a little bit of me. See
A lot of
we'll have
me.
competition. See who you enjoy more. Watching.
You enjoy me more.
It's
We know
it's
the
okay.
truth. They all love Hiram.
It's true.
And thank you to Sarah for working the camera and reading all of our very, very personal, in-depth views on our lives.
I am so sorry.
Can I go home now?
No, you can go back to the closet where you belong. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Peace.